with about 450 students currently studying our programs. And we're just going to give you a little journey through what it is like to come to Germany to study and what you can expect from specifically the Kuehne Logistics University if you decide to study here. As Sam mentioned, I'm just going to go through this very briefly. We're going to give you a little introduction of why to come to Germany, why this is a good option, and through our programs and what you can expect from the KLU. And then as well, we're going to run through the financing opportunities, the scholarships, house life and house accommodation in Hamburg, and what are your prospects of career development if you come to study and live in Hamburg. So I am from Spain, as some say, and I myself did an Erasmus year in Germany. So from my study time, I was very interested to join this culture and learn more about this country, not only because it's one of the biggest economies in the world, but also because culturally it has a lot to offer. And so we have gathered some good reasons to come to Germany in general, whether it's to the KLU or not, to study. I think is a great idea because the prestige of the German universities is worldwide recognized. Universities here are world class, and having a degree from a German university opens a lot of doors, mainly from people who are not European, to work in the European market. This international recognition is what you could also obtain from other countries like US or the UK, Australia, and so on and so forth. However, living in Germany, it's way less expensive than, for example, in the US or in the UK, and also the visas are less complicated than in the US, for example, or Australia, where it's a little bit more difficult to obtain a visa. The cost of living as well is very moderate in comparison with other European countries or other big cities like Paris or London. And of course, one of the biggest reasons is that Germany has one of the most strong economies in the world, and definitely, if not the first, the second most strong economy in Europe. So the job market is very active, and you have a lot of opportunities of growing your career here. Apart from that, of course, if you're studying in Germany, eventually you'll learn some German, and although it's a little bit of a complicated language, but our experience is that the people from Asian countries who you have very strong languages and most of the times multiple language skills from birth because of the languages that you speak in your country. It's more or less simpler than, for example, for me, who I'm Spaniard. And learning German gives you a broader market opportunity because it's not only spoken in Germany, but it's the official language of another 8 countries. So it gives you that broad range of going maybe to Austria or to the German speaking part of Belgium or Liechtenstein, Luxembourg, etc. So you are also opening the scope of work in Europe if you're interested in staying for a couple of years of your professional career here. The opportunities in Germany for foreigners are very big. This is a country very welcoming of foreign people. The immigration policies are very open. Of course, they are regulated. But for example, if you study a bachelor's or a master's in Germany, once you finish your studies, you still have 18 months of a valid visa after your graduation to seek for a job and find your ideal job position. So you don't have to rush. There's many other countries where you only have 3 months, and yeah, landing a job in 3 months is really a challenge. So here you get a little bit more time. You can also are permitted to work while you're studying so that you can self-finance a little bit of your living costs. You can work in Germany with a student visa up to 90 full working days or 180 half working days. And finally, two nice reasons is that this country is safe. And I'm talking from a women perspective as well. So it's a very safe country. You feel safe constantly. And the culture is absolutely unique. It's fun. Germans, against any other kind of stereotypes, are actually very kind and nice people and very fun. You just have to get to know them a little bit. And then once they open, they're your friends, kind of like forever. So that's reasons to come to Germany in general. I will say to Hamburg, the pictures speaks more than any words. Hamburg is a beautiful city. I was in love with Hamburg in one weekend that I came to visit just for fun, and then I ended up moving to Hamburg. It has the harbor, it has a lot of water, a lot of canals, and it's just simply very beautiful, and the life and the atmosphere is great. I'll talk about it later. And our campus is very close to the harbor, pretty much in the harbor, and very close to the city center. So you have a perfect location to enjoy both sides of the city in a very modern and very nice environment that you will see also in a second. Finally, I'll give 8 quick reasons to study at KLU. We're a university top class in research. We are ranked 5th in the WIMO ranking of management faculties in Germany. The classes are small, which allows for more interactions with the teachers. Here, you're really treated on a name base, and you're not just a number, as in many other universities that are thousands of people, and we adapt a lot to the individualized cases of our students in the particular situations. You have a truly international environment with international staff, just like ourselves, and international faculty, and also for sure students. And all our courses are taught in English, which this is a great advantage because most of the German universities require you a high level of German to even start their programs. So you can enjoy the German culture with English classes so that you can handle that from the very beginning. We include internships and semesters abroad integrated in our programs. And we combine the academic research and the practical applications of what you're going to be studying. Finally, we offer excellent career service and career tips, and as well as a corporate network so that you can grow and develop your career. And yeah, of course, as I mentioned, the campus is located in the Hafen City, which is one of the most beautiful parts of Hamburg, just right by the harbor. So you pretty much are studying the management of logistics where the things are happening, which is in the harbor of Hamburg. Of course, we have adapted to the COVID times, to the COVID regulations, and we have been offering hybrid or fully online classes when restrictions have been shortened. And so you can expect that whatever happens with the pandemic, if you choose to come to KLU, you're going to be able to start your degree on time, to attend the classes, and we are going to be checking every single case by case, as we did in the beginning of this academic year, where many people were not allowed to travel yet to Hamburg, and they were able to start their classes from their home countries till the restrictions loosen up for them to come to Hamburg. So you can expect that from us. And now I would like to show a video. Maybe you can share this,
Yes.
Sumit.
Yes.
I'll stop my sharing so that you can see a little bit of the campus of KLU.
Okay. Excellent.
Thank you very much.
My pleasure.
So back to the presentation. As you can, ooh, there you are.
Yes.
So as you can see here, we have 5 programs, a preparation program and a bachelor's degree in business administration, and 3 master programs, which are our global logistics and supply chain management, global logistics in tri-continent, which is done in 3 different continents, and the master's in management. So we're going to go now in detail to all of these programs. I'm going to pass it along to Kim, who is in charge of the preparation and the bachelor program. She's the expert of it, and she'll let you know about it.
All right. Thank you, Patricia. Let's move on. Good. So we'll start chronologically because our preparation program is kind of, the preparation, as the name also says, for the bachelor program that you will then be able to do at KLU. You might have already heard of these kinds of pathway programs that universities offer if they cannot admit students from international high school degrees in any other way into the bachelor program directly. So this is also what we offer. And for you, it would mean instead of studying a 3-year bachelor program, which is usually the case with German degrees, is that you would do a 4-year undergraduate option, which includes this 1 year of our preparation program. What is the preparation program? This is a 10-month program, which will take place not in Hamburg on our campus, but with our partner institution, Berlin International College in Berlin. And you can already see on the map of Germany on this slide that Berlin is located a little bit down to the east-south of Hamburg. So it's around 2 hours by car. There's a fast train going from Hamburg to Berlin and vice versa, which will take you from city to city in about 1.5 hours. So it's really no distance at all. Berlin is, of course, the capital of Germany. So it's a huge city. It's very multicultural. And so if you choose this option, it would mean that you get to know 2 major cities in Germany, which is also a great opportunity just to explore the country a bit. The content of the program is that you will start with a crash course in German, because most of you will not know German when they come to Germany. So this is kind of the beginner's knowledge up to a level of A2 of German. And then after 2 to 3 months, the academic crash course, so the actual content of the program will start. It will focus on business studies, which is the kind of course that we need in order to admit you to our bachelor program and to our university, because we're a business school. And the subjects that you will take are economics, mathematics, and geography. And at the end of these 10 months, you will have to pass a higher entrance examination exam, which will then grant you the necessary qualification to enter bachelor studies in Germany and to enter the KLU. Just to be clear, this preparation program will be taught completely in English, and it will only be in German in this crash course that you're taking. So you don't have to worry about having to pass this exam in German, because it will be in English. And if you pass it, then you're good to move over to KLU after the summer. Important to know is also the English language requirement, which you of course have for all of our programs. I'm mentioning the preparation program now because it is the requirements are slightly higher than for our other programs. This has to do with certain types of regulations from the German authorities, which is why just mark my words, for the TOEFL test, for example, you would need a minimum grade of 95, whereas for a bachelor program and for the master programs, you would only need a grade of 90. So be aware that you need a very high English level already from the beginning if you want to start in our preparation program. For those of you who already speak German, I saw some German words and greetings in the chat already. So in case there's someone in this presentation who already learns German in school, then you could even skip this language course at the beginning of the program if you can provide the proof of the A2 German language level that you already have with a certificate, for example, and then you would be eligible for a shortened program, which would then be 7 months instead of 10. And of course, the price would also be less. This is it for the preparation program. If you have any questions about that, we can of course go more into detail later on. But for now, let's move over to the bachelor program. First of all, I would like to give you the necessary qualifications for this program that you need. In terms of the high school diploma, we would of course need your school living certificate, which would either qualify you directly for entrance into German universities, or we would then, on the basis of the preparation program that you already did with us, we would then just take this diploma as the qualification in combination with the higher entrance examination that you're doing in Germany. Or if you have not yet graduated, but you're not sure if you need the preparation program or if you can directly enter with the school leaving certificate that you have, you might have done an international high school diploma in India, then you can also just hand in your transcript of records, which includes all the grades that you have been given up to date. And then we will look at your application already on the basis of the reports that you provided us. And then you can hand in your final school living certificate at a later stage once you have it. Additional requirements for our online application would be a statement of purpose. So this is a normal part of the online application form, which you would have to fill in any case once you apply to KLU. And this is just consisting of 2 questions about your motivation of why you want to study at KLU and why you want to study the specific program with us. On the bachelor level, there's also an interview for admission, which is not there on the master level. So you would need to do an interview of like half an hour, of course, completely online in these times with program management and a faculty member. This is not designed to test any of your knowledge or to see if you're fit to study at our university or in our program. So no content related questions. It's just really a get to know interview so that we know who you are, what drives you, what motivates you to come to Germany and to study at KLU. And then additional requirements, of course, may apply for applicants from certain countries or with a certain academic background. But our admissions office will always be in touch with you if we need more documents from your side. English proficiency, I already mentioned. As you can see, you have different options such as the TOEFL, the IELTS, Cambridge, or Pearson Academic. And just keep in mind that for entry into the preparation program, the English level already needs to be quite high, higher than for the bachelor program. Okay, so what does the bachelor program actually look like? As we've already mentioned, we only have one bachelor program. We're a small university, but it's a great program, and it's also a very broad program. So we're thinking that there's something in it for every student, regardless of their different talents or interests. It's a Bachelor of Science in Business Administration. And as we already said, bachelors in Germany are 3 years long, so 6 semesters. And these 3 years include one study abroad semester and also at least one internship opportunity. The gentleman you see on this slide is Professor Alexander Himme. He's the academic director of the bachelor program, and he's also teaching in the bachelor program, mainly finance and accounting. So if you come to KLU, you will definitely see him in your lectures. What you can also see on this slide is the curriculum for the standard track. The standard track is one of the tracks that we offer. We also offer an intensive track. The intensive track has more credits, so you would have to do more workload, and it also includes 2 internships instead of 1. So you have more stuff to do during your studies, and then you also will fill both of your semester breaks with internships. So this is really something for students who are very high achieving and know that they can do more than is strictly necessary to obtain a bachelor's degree, and who just want to also qualify themselves more in terms of career development. And the good thing about this intensive track is that with the extra credits that you've earned, you would then be also able to shorten your master program, for example. So the courses that you can see in the curriculum are divided up into different categories. Our Bachelor of Science in Business Administration offers 4 different profile specializations. These are the colorful courses that you see in here, the golden ones and the red ones. The golden ones are international management and sustainable management, and the red ones are supply chain management and management information systems. As you can see, international management and sustainable management are kind of the soft management profiles. I will show you this quickly in this slide and then go back. And then supply chain management and management information systems are a bit more for the techie people and also for people who are interested in logistics, which is why we divide them up into 2 categories, human and environment, and data and systems. And the main difference between those 2 is the language aspect, which you can see in the golden language profiles. You would get to learn a spoken language, which is either Chinese, Spanish, or German. As foreign students with no German knowledge, you can choose to learn German, which we of course recommend, especially if you started German already in the preparation program, and you can easily continue that to graduate then with a quite high level of German. But you can of course also choose another language, Chinese or Spanish, whichever you like. And then in the data and systems profile line, you would get to learn a programming language, which is Python. And then you also see the elective courses down here. And there are 2 courses from each of the profiles that you can switch. This is what we call customizing your degree. And it means that if you, for example, decide to study international management, but you're not really interested in the courses consumer behavior or intercultural communication and management, you would much rather also dive a little bit into supply chain management, for example, then you can substitute these 2 courses from the profile that you've chosen with the 2 supply chain management courses, for example. Or you can even say, I'm only interested in supply chain strategy, but then I would also learn a little bit more about sustainable management. And then you could, for example, take 1 course from supply chain management and 1 course from the sustainable management profile. So although our Bachelor of Science in Business Administration is quite generic at first, and it provides you with all the necessary knowledge to have a business degree, you can already just see what is of interest to you and to customize your courses as much as you want in order to really go after what you actually want to study. I would like to just quickly go back and show you also the other courses that you see in the curriculum. These are the gray courses, and these are exactly the core courses that I just mentioned. that kind of build the basis of a bachelor's degree in business administration. So you have here things like fundamentals of accounting, of marketing, of economics. Statistics is also a very important aspect. So everything related to mathematics is very important in a business degree. But then you also have courses in here like personal skills. So developing yourself throughout your studies, not just academically, but also as a person who will be graduating at some point and then entering the job market. And then at the end of the 6th semester, you will have to write your bachelor thesis. And there's also a very fun course, which is the Deep Dive Business Challenge, which is led by one of our deans, where you actually get to do a really cool case study with your fellow students of all the knowledge that you've gained so far in your degree. If you have any more questions about the bachelor program at the end, we can of course answer these. But for now, I would then let Patricia go on with the master programs.
Thank you so much. I will also add on the bachelor program that for those that you have a very specific scope that you want to cover and you say, yeah, I just want to focus in, I don't know, automotive or something like that. If you are ambitious to want to get to a managerial role, doing a bachelor's in business is a great first step, because then later on you can specialize in your field of interest in your master program in Germany, and you already have that business background that is going to be absolutely necessary for any managerial position, and that way you're a little bit skipping up then having to do later on after your bachelor's and your master's, and another master's for business or another MBA or another course for business. So if you're not very sure yet what you want to do, or you are sure but you think that you're going to in the future opt for managerial roles, I very much encourage you high schoolers to go for business administration bachelor's, because it's very useful. So now we're going to deep dive into the master programs. Since we have 3 masters, I'm not going to go such in detail of each of the subjects of the programs, but you can find the brochures in our website as well. So you can download and have a view of all the subjects for like more detailed information. Just a schema, I'm starting with the requirements of admission. Of course, to opt for a master program, you have to have completed first a bachelor's program that has to be from a recognized university in the German higher education system. We know that most of the biggest or most common universities in India are recognized, but if you have questions, you can always send us the transcript, and then we can take a look and let you know whether your university is a recognized university. The bachelor degree has to be for this profile of masters, either in business, economics, or management. However, our experience is many of our Indian international students come from other kind of backgrounds, such as engineering, industrial engineering, mechanical engineering, IT or informatics or mathematics. So other backgrounds are as well acceptable, always if during your bachelor's degree you have completed at least 4 business courses. What are considered business courses? You have a little list in the slide you can see, but there are subjects such as accounting, economics, entrepreneurship, management of all kinds, marketing, human resources, etc. So if you have completed at least 4 courses that are in this kind of like business fields, then your bachelor degree, even if it is not a bachelor in business, will be still considered valid for the master programs. In the master programs, we have 2 tracks. Sorry. One is the standard track, which is what most of the bachelors will allow you to do. That means that you have covered already 180 ECTS, which are the European credits. And most of the bachelors do have 180. The standard track lasts 4 semesters and it has an internship. And there is another, which is the fast track, that will be 3 semesters. So you will be able to do your master a little bit faster in a year and a half. For this, though, it is required that you have completed already 210 ECTS. So if you have in your bachelor an intensive track, let's say, or like extra courses that you have completed, it might be a possibility that you already have 210 ECTS. If not, we have also experienced that many people have already done a master's in their home country, and then those credits will be as well accounted for the possibility of doing the fast track. Of course, it is also an admission requirement to have a good English. Just as in the bachelor program, the English level has to be at least a 6.5 IELTS score, or depending on which one test you're taking, you can see some of the scores there, a TOEFL of 90 or Pearson 61. And with those 3 admission requirements, the business courses, your bachelor completed in your English proficiency, you will be eligible for a spot in our masters. We have, as I said, 3 master programs. These are the 2 main ones that most of our students come to do, which are the Master in Global Logistics and Supply Chain Management and the Masters in Management. The first one is directed by Professor Hanno Friedrich, who is as nice as he appears in the picture. He's a really kind and funny guy. And this, let's say, is the jewel of the crown of the KLU, because of course KLU is very specialized in logistics. It is a very international program with people coming from all over the world. Normally we encounter more than 12 or 20 nationalities in the same class. It is highly analytical, so if you already have a background in engineering or mathematics or IT, it is a really good background to enter this master's because you have this analytical background. And of course, it's for logistics lovers. As you know, logistics is one of the industries that is growing fastest in these days and has been speed up with the pandemic. As many other industries have had a recess, logistics has pretty much speed up and got a more global and more interesting scope. So there is a lot of opportunities in the future. And of course, a very specialized program looking into sustainability, transportation, and yeah, with logistics in general. Our master's in management is a little bit smaller in a number of students. It's directed by Professor Jan Becker, and it will be more or less divided for 2 types of profiles. A profile that is more interested in analytical and digitalization. For that, we have the profile of digital transformation. And for those who are more interested in soft skill and people skills, we have the profile of value creation. Of course, there's going to be some core courses that everybody's going to take, but then there'll be a little separation. And for example, digital transformation will have a little bit more into data science type of subjects, just as SAP laboratory, or economics of the digital transformation, or data science itself. And the value creation profile has more like soft skill management courses, such as business ethics or conflict negotiations, conflict management, intercultural skills, etc. So it really depends on which kind of profile you bring to the KLU. You can choose what is the right path for you. this is a big overview of how the program is structured. It's structured in 4 semesters in the standard track. It will be 3 semesters in the fast track, where what you will be skipping, let's say, will be the 3rd semester, which is the semester that is reserved to be a semester abroad. In the 1st and 2nd semesters, we have core courses, but we also have already elective courses. So from the very beginning, you are already focusing in the kind of subjects that you're more interested in, defining your profile within your interests. After the first 2 semesters, you will go into an internship, which is normally about 3 months in your summer break. And oops, I don't know what just happened. Anyway, so the internships is 3 months. Normally we have a lot of partners that are seeking for interns from our master programs. And you will have the opportunity to either do it here in Hamburg or do it in the next location if you decide to do a semester abroad. The 3rd semester is a semester abroad. But for our international students, it is not mandatory. So for our German students who have never been abroad, since we are a university that is focused in internationalization too, we consider that the semester abroad is mandatory. For those international students, you can decide whether you will want to go to one of our 50 partner universities all across the world, or if you will want to stay in Hamburg and maybe take this time to better know the culture, enhance your skills in German, and of course, then you will have some subjects to complete in the KLU as well. Finally, the 4th semester is reserved for your master thesis. It's a pretty intense semester, but then it will be, of course, ending with completion of the master's and the presentation of your master thesis. We are very proud that the rate of great grades for the masters is really high. So if you work hard, you will be always tutored and guided, and you will find your way to success on the masters in Germany. As you can see here, well, this is specifically the global logistics courses. So as I said, I'm not going to go in detail to all the subjects because, of course, for those interested in management, there will be different subjects. I encourage you to download the brochure and see all the different subjects. But as you can see, the 1st, 2nd, and 4th semester will be done in the KLU. The 3rd semester, though, it is optional to be done in the KLU or in its semester abroad, and then you'll have as well your internship. This here you can see some of the companies where our previous students have done their internships. We have a very broad network that we will be talking about later, and so you can count that you are in a good position to do an internship in a big company and fulfill that requirement of having some work experience that you will need later on for landing a job. And yeah, as I said, it is not mandatory to do the semester abroad for international students. Finally, I just want to very briefly introduce the TRICOM program, the Tri-Continent Global Supply Chain Management Program. This is a program in cooperation with our partner universities, Tongji in China and the Tennessee University in Knoxville, Tennessee in the USA. With this program, you will be pretty much focusing in global logistics, and you will be able to see on site in 3 different continents how things are done, how those 3 different systems work, and in 3 of the biggest economies in the world, and definitely 3 of the biggest logistics actors in the world, which are Germany here in the KLU. Then you will be traveling to China for the 2nd semester, and then finally to USA for the 3rd semester, and then you will be coming back to Germany for your master thesis in the 4th semester. It is headed by Professor Christian Toster, and I think it is the best opportunity for those who are willing to develop your career in a truly international environment with a very, very international scope. This is the right choice for you. So we're gonna go about what you can expect from the KLU, because it's more than a study program. For this, I'm gonna hand over again to my partner, Kim.
Okay, so now you know almost everything about studying in Germany, what's Hamburg like, what are our programs like, but what about everything else? So we did mention, for example, the semester abroad. Ooh.
I'm sorry, the presentation is
on screen.
Sorry, presentation went off for some reason. I'm opening it again.
It's okay.
I apologize.
Beautiful screensaver, Patricia.
Thank you. Isn't it great? It's very calming.
Yes.
There you go. Sorry, Kim.
No problem. Okay. So as Patricia already mentioned, we have over 50 partner universities worldwide. And students can basically choose where they want to go on their semester abroad. You see here just a number of countries where our partner universities are located. We have China, Colombia, Mexico, Uruguay, of course, also other Latin American countries, Austria, Sweden, Turkey, and then we also have one partner university in India, which is in Mumbai. Okay, financing your studies. This is also a very important point that we always need to take into consideration. We are a private university, so we do have tuition fees. However, we are aiming at supporting our students as much as possible when it comes to financing their studies, because we do know that it can be a financial burden, especially if you're an international student, and you have to take into consideration also travel costs and settling in another country, etc. Which is why we offer a multitude of financing options. We offer from our side the KLU scholarships, which is something that I will go into more detail in the next slide. We also offer something that's called the Bring Capital Financing Scheme. And then we offer, in combination with external partners, loan schemes, for example, so education loans or bank loans. And we also offer external scholarships, which can be from a German foundation or from some German institutions who support international students by handing out scholarships that they need to apply for. So there are different options for you to finance your studies. I would like to go more into detail and just present you the two most important ones that KLU offers. So first we have the KLU merit-based scholarships. The prerequisites for the scholarships are a high GPA, so you have to be a high achieving student in school already. And then you are able to apply for 4 different categories, which you can find on our website. These categories are just to kind of differentiate the applications that we get. So there's, for example, for each student type, there's a category. We have a category for academic achievement. So if you have a really great final degree in your high school or in your bachelor's degree, then you can apply for this academic achievement scholarship. We also have a scholarship that's called social engagement. If you're active in your community or in some other kind of extracurricular institution, then you can apply for this scholarship. We also have a scholarship That's called international advocate. So for people who have been internationally active already, who maybe have one nationality but live in another country, and are just very multicultural already in their life so far. So there's really different opportunities for you to also see, okay, where do I belong? What story can I tell when I apply for the scholarship? And then if you're lucky, because we don't have a lot of scholarships, and they're of course a bit on the competitive side, you would then be awarded with at least a 50% tuition coverage. Sometimes in some rare cases where we see a really great application for scholarship, we also award a full scholarship. But again, mostly we give out 50% scholarships. And important to know is also that our scholarships only cover tuition fees, no living expenses. So living in Hamburg and in Germany is something that you always need to be aware of, that you have to pay for this on your own. If you want to apply for a scholarship, please keep in mind the deadlines. You can also find them on our website. We have different scholarship rounds for which we'll look at scholarship applications in the spring up until mid-June. So just check it out. If you want to apply for a scholarship, you've already applied for the study spot, just to keep in mind that you don't miss any deadlines. The second option for financing, what I'd like to present you, is Bring Capital, which is a kind of innovative financing scheme, which is based on the principle of solidarity. So there's this company who founded Bring Capital, where former student generations paid into this kind of a kind of money mug or something, if you want to call it in a more plastic way. So there's an amount of money available, and it kind of finances the future generations of students by students that have already graduated from the university. So KLU graduates pay into this mug, and then students who start can benefit from that in getting their share of this finances. And the best thing about Bring Capital is that it's not a fixed loan scheme, such as the one that you would get from a bank, but it's flexible. So the repayment, so the amount of money that you actually have to pay back, it kind of adapts to your career and to the way that your life is going. So if you graduate from university, you have a certain amount that you have to pay back, but then you can't find a job, or you decide that you want to take a year off and go do work and travel somewhere, or you want to do another degree, a master's degree or another bachelor, whatever you want, then you automatically pay back less or nothing at this point. Only if you then have a job that pays you enough over a certain threshold, then you will start paying back, and then this amount will constantly over the course of your life change depending on your actual income. So those who earn less money in their lives, they will pay back less, and those who earn more in their lives pay back more. This is the kind of solidarity principle that Bring Capital is about. As I said, for both of these financing options, there are extra applications necessary, and most students get either a scholarship or a Bring Capital option, or they even get a mix of both, depending on the assessment of the responsible colleagues. Okay, let's talk about living in Hamburg. We just talked about finances, so let's talk about how to actually afford living in Hamburg. Hamburg is a very big city with lots of different opportunities. and districts to live in, which of course have different room and apartment prices associated with. But in general, affordable housing in Hamburg is unfortunately limited. So if you know that you're coming to Hamburg, please start looking as soon as you can for an apartment. KLU does not offer on-campus housing, unfortunately, because as you saw in the pictures and also in the video, we just have that one building on campus. We don't have any space for dorms. So most of our students live on their own, but we do also have a limited number of fully furnished rooms with a shared kitchen and a bathroom available in the student dorms by the big public university in Hamburg, where mostly international students live. So this is an option that we would give you if you're a student at KLU and you say that you need housing or need help finding housing from the university, then we would offer you these apartments. Apart from that, if you decide to live on your own, Hamburg is really a good city to go from place A to place B. Within a ride with public transport, within 30 to 45 minutes, you can basically get from anywhere in the city to university, which is quite a long time for German cities, but probably not very long compared to Indian cities. So you will not be on the other end of town somewhere not knowing how to get to KLU, definitely not. The average monthly rent you see here, the most affordable option would be a furnished single room in a student dorm, of course. And then if you live on your own, of course, the price gets higher depending also on the size of your apartment and also the district in where you live. These are the student dorms. We have 3 different options at the moment. You see here a couple of pictures, what they look like. So there are the cheaper options, of course, on the left, and then on the right, the Smartmans are the most expensive options, and of course also has the most modern interior design, and is also located quite close to KLU. Okay. Now I will hand back to Patricia, who will tell you more about our career development program.
Yeah, I'm gonna be talking in a second about the career development. Just adding to this accommodation part, and I think from an expat point of view, so from an international person coming to Hamburg to live, I can also add a little bit of the experience and the lifestyle in Hamburg. I think this is one of the most beautiful cities that I've been ever in my life. And that's the reason I decided to move and establish here. This is the second time I moved to Hamburg. Yeah, I mean, I'm a very well-traveled person. I've been in more than 30 countries of 4 different continents. So when I say that Hamburg is one of the best options for you to live at an international experience, I say it from a very good perspective. This city has a lot to offer for those who are interested in cultural activities such as theater, movies, music. You are in the right place to be. It's one of the most artsy places in Germany. But the good thing in Hamburg is that it's a very intercultural city that has such different places within, as Kim said, less than 30 minutes in the public transportation. There is an alternative area. There is a more hipster, hype up area. All the city center is very older and elegant. So really, it doesn't matter what kind of person you are, you're going to find a spot that will allow you to share with people of many different cultures that share the same interest and find your right place. So you can expect a lifestyle full of choices and sadly now with the pandemic, this last year has been a little bit weird, but I can tell from my time living here before the pandemic that this is a city where something's happening constantly, like every single weekend there is a fair or wine tasting or something going on in the city, so you just have to be checking on what's up. And there's a lot of activities that are for free or very low cost, so you can have a very active student life without breaking the bank, pretty much. And then, of course, let's pass to the next step in life. Once you finish your program, of course, most of you are not just coming here to study and go home. There will be many people who want to expand that international experience by working certain years, either in Germany or in Europe in general. And for that, we have a very good career service department. They are absolutely adorable, Anne and Sabine. What this career development program is offering to all the students of KLU are certain tools and tips for you to make the best out of your own strengths and your personality, and of course the knowledge that you have gathered through our different programs. For a side, they offer a personal assessment, but they will also try to help you find what is exactly that you like, what is exactly what you're good at, and where you can be focusing your career. There is, of course, people that have it very clear, but there's other people, just as me, that don't have it so clear. Once they finish university, now they're like, what I'm going to do now. And it's really good to have that self-awareness and self-assessment and focusing in what you're good at and how you can best develop your opportunities. They, of course, give also very useful tips of how to enter the German system. Of course, there is a difference in terms of culture. So they will guide you of how to create a CV that aligns to what the Germans are expecting to see, how to benefit from doing a good LinkedIn profile, and so on and so forth. And also more like soft skills of how to pretty much impress a future interviewer with your personality and with your charm, let's say. They will also guide you on how to do a proper cover letter. Cover letters in Germany are important, and the human resources do read them. So I think it's very interesting to know exactly how to do one and what to say and what not to say, because there's definitely certain things that we are used to here that you should kind of like oversell yourself, and in terms of culture, that's not something that has been mostly done in Germany. So they will guide you on how to properly write a cover letter so that is successful. And of course, they will also assist you in an interview training, which is very useful because same thing, we're not only dealing with the German market and opportunities that you might need to speak German or to have a real good knowledge in whatever sector, but also we're dealing with shock cultures and differences in cultures. Been there, done that. Well, if you want a quick anecdote, my first interview in Germany, I'm from Spain, so our way of greeting people is by giving 2 kisses in the cheeks. I did that to my first interviewer, and obviously I did not get the job. So this kind of little things that you might not be aware of and can be very shocking are some things that career services will help you with and guide you through success for landing a job opportunity in Germany. Of course, together with all of that, we provide an excellent network of companies that already have been real partners for different projects, different events with us, and where other KLU alumni are currently working. You can see here some of the logos. I'm sure that you will be recognizing many of them. Who doesn't dream to work in companies like VMB or Google? Obviously, it is a great advance to have already those business contacts that KLU has. There is many students that are able to land either their internship or their master thesis with some of these companies, and then they have a better opportunity to then find a job and hold a job with one of these big companies. I would say this is some of the stats that I could find in general from the German Federal Ministry of Economic Affairs and Energy. These are like updated stats, and as you can see, in Germany there is a big shortage of skilled professionals. So having studies in Germany allows you to enter a market that is in demanding skilled professionals, and that is pretty much relying in foreigners to come to cover those positions. One of the reasons why is that the percentage of people in the population of Germany that are growing older is higher than the people who are working. So they need new people. They need young, ambitious people who wants to cover the working spots. And here you can see a list of the most demanded skilled professionals in Germany. What are like the sectors that they are demanding most professionals. And I've been signaling there with those two arrows, the ones that you can see will be having a scope in the KLU, which are engineers that could probably do a master's in logistics and be more prepared for what it is expected for them to do and for the job market positions, as well as professionals in economics, business management, and administration, which either with your bachelor's in business administration in KLU or with your master's in management will be positions that you will be able to apply for. There is a 55% of the companies that are saying that the skill shortage is a risk for them to not progress. So as you can see, there's a great opportunity for you to find a career path after you finish your studies. And some of those stories of success I want to present to you from some of your fellow Indian students are here. The first one is Nimisha. She finished in 2019. There you can see that she did an internship in the Red Cross in Switzerland. Then she did her master thesis with KLU Logistics, which is the humanitarian logistics side of Kuehne Foundation. And now she is working for the United Nations in humanitarian logistics. She's really happy. She's working in Switzerland, and she's doing really great. Another example of those connections is Lakshashini. She did her internship with Lotus Containers. And now after her graduation, just in the spring of 2020, in the middle of a pandemic, she got to also get a job in Exchange, which is as well a logistics company. And she is here in Hamburg working for this company. Finally, Big Sheet, which is one of our most relevant and most helpful Indian students, currently still studying in the university. He will be graduating in 2021, so in this spring, from his Master in Global Logistics. He already did his internship with KPMG, which is one of the biggest consulting companies. And currently he is doing his master thesis in Kuehne, and he is as well a member of the admissions committee in our admissions department in the university. So I'm expecting he probably will be one of those cases that as soon as he finishes, he will as well land a job and have a great future in Germany. Finally, don't take our word, take our students' word. So you can connect with our students and ask any kind of questions you have to them directly through this chat called Univari. So you can go to our website and ask them questions. Hey, how was your experience? Hopefully in the next webinar with EU Gateway, we will as well have a student taking part of the session so that you can also ask more student-related questions and see how the parties were, and how the teachers were, and all these things that I guess from the staff part, we are not so allowed to tell you. So I encourage you to talk about that with students. And to know more about all this and also listen it from students' perspective, you can as well join our next open day, which is going to be held online. So you can join from the comfort of your home, and then you can hear all the stories from our students. It's completely free. You will also have like a mini lecture from one of our faculty professors, so you can get to know the professors, know the KLU president, and contact the different service areas. There's a second video. I don't know if you, Sumit, have the second video as well to play.
Yes, I have a short thing. Let me play it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the second video, just to give a quick introduction, is kind of covering the last topic that we would like to talk to you about today, which is the application process. And here we have our student Vikshit, who you've already seen on the slide before, who just can give you some application tips.
Perfect. Let me share my screen. Okay, there is something. There you go.
Namaskara. My name is Vikshit. I come from Bengaluru, India. I'm doing Masters in Global Logistics and Supply Chain Management at KLU. I did my Bachelor's in Industrial Engineering and worked in a logistics firm for 5 years before joining KLU. At KLU, students are encouraged to take part in arrays of extracurricular activity, and I'm a part of KLU's admission committee. With this video, I would like to give some insights and tips for a successful application. KLU's admission committee consists of 5 representatives: the KLU president, 3 professors, and the elected student member who is either pursuing master's or PhD at KLU. The admission committee rules on admissions to KLU study program. Each representative must go through individual's application, evaluate whether applicant is best fit for a respective study program, and votes their decision. The majority of the decision, that is either acceptance to the program or rejection, will be conveyed to the applicant in the meantime. For a successful application, good grades are mandatory, but the actual motivation to pursue a respective study program would be an interesting one. I would personally suggest that every applicant invest enough time to answer the questions right to the point and respect the character limit. Mind you, characters are not words. The second would be to have an English proficiency proof well within your application process. That could be a catalyst. Last but not the least, look for the deadlines that are always different for international students. That way, you will have enough time to take care of your organizational things such as visa, finding an accommodation, or finances. I wish you all the best for your application process.
Very nice. Excellent. Back to you, Kim.
Yes. Patricia, could you share the PowerPoint once more? Perfect. Okay. So this was Vikshit. about some tips for your application to KLU. And now oopsie, there I am. So now we're going back to just a quick recap of how to apply to KLU. So as we already mentioned, you have to fill in the online application, which is kind of our own application portal where you just enter, and it will lead you through different steps, and then you fill in information where applicable. You have to upload all the required documents that we already talked about. Important to know is also that non-EU members have to pay an application fee of 100 euros. And of course, keep in mind the deadlines. I saw already in the chat a question about the application deadline. So every year, our application system opens on November 1st, and it's technically open until July 15th of the next year. However, for international students, because of longer application processes, visa, etc., we recommend all of you to apply until March 31st of each year. And the final application deadline for international students is May 31st of every year. Depending on whether you still want to apply this year or maybe only next year, March 31st is coming up, so you probably should be quick. But of course, you have Zoomit and EU Gateway as your trusted partner and our trusted partner, which kind of leads us to the end of this presentation. Before I hand back over to you, Zoomit, we just want to reiterate that EU Gateway assists you during the process, and of course, Patricia and I will also be there for you for any questions about the application you might have. We have the benefit of being able to offer a speedy process of your application because of our partnership with EU Gateway. So usually the applications of our students would be processed within 6 to 8 weeks. But with our partners, if you apply through EU Gateway, we would be able to look at your application within a 2-week time frame, which can be very valuable, especially if you still want to be considered for this year and would need to also get an admissions decision quite soon. Yeah, and just to say thank you, Zoomit, for organizing this great webinar with us and for letting us present our university and our programs. We've been working with you since 2019, and so far it's been great. So thank you very much. And this is the end of our KLU presentation. Now we can go to questions.
Perfect. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, Patricia, for the wonderful presentation. I hope a lot of students who are still with us got to know different elements about studying at KLU and how they can look forward towards their career if they apply for one of the study programs at KLU. Now we have 7 minutes left with respect to bringing us into the webinar. I'm going to start taking questions quickly. Please start putting in your questions in the chat. Try to make your questions focused towards KLU studies, but we can also have general questions focusing first with KLU and then taking on general questions. So if you have any questions, please start posting it and any of us would pick it up and answer to whom it has been directed to. Right, since people are still typing, let me put the question directly to Patricia regarding these master studies scholarships. Patricia, I think there was a very good presentation by Kim with this. Sorry, I think it was presented by Kim. So it was a very good presentation on various scholarships present at KLU. I believe all the Indian students are eligible to apply for these scholarships, even with the Bain Capital and the other aspects which you just mentioned. Can you just enlighten a bit more on that, because that's the important part with a lot of students are eager to know how much it's going to cost them to study at KLU.
Yeah, definitely. So all of our financing options are available to all of our students, regardless of the nationality or the academic background. The only thing that's currently not available for international students are sports scholarships, because they are tied to being a member of a German national team. But this is even something that international students, when studying in Germany, they can become part of that team. But if someone is looking for a scholarship through sports directly from the beginning, then this would not be possible.
Okay, thank you, Kim. The next question is, my bachelor's background is BCom, which is Bachelor's in Commerce. Am I eligible for a master's program?
So as I said, with the masters, there's other backgrounds that are eligible. It only depends on that you have those business courses that we were talking about throughout your bachelor's degree. So for that, if you're not very sure whether you have enough business courses, because you will have to have completed at least 4, you can always send us your transcript and we will help you, I will help you identify those business courses that are normally in subjects as finances, economics, entrepreneurship, and management of all kinds. But yeah, if somebody is not very sure, I've been checking my transcript and I think I have 2 business courses or 5 business courses, but I'm not sure. You can always send the transcript and we will help identify that you have enough business courses. If you have enough business courses, then yes, you will be eligible to apply.
Wonderful. The next question comes from Anjali. Is GRE compulsory for KLU to apply to master's program?
No.
Perfect.
No, just a bachelor's completed with a background of business or with business courses in the English proficiency. With that, it is enough, so long that the university is a recognized university. So nothing extra, no GMAT, no GRI, no.
The next question is from Tejas. He's asking about websites or apps where you could be assisted to find an accommodation. I think Kim can answer that as well, but I know it too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, there are lots of websites in Germany where to find accommodation. We also have on our website, in the student services section, I can see if I can put the link in here, an own section also with an accommodation flyer on the districts where to live and on the different student dorms that we offer. So we already have all the necessary information on our website, which I will post in the chat in just a second.
Thank you, Kim. Then there are some general questions as well regarding studying computer science masters with 6.18 CGPA. Parag, I think public universities would like to have at least 7.0 CGPA. If you want to study computer science masters in Germany with 6.18, it will be a little difficult to apply for computer science program at public universities. There is another question from Gargi talking about cybersecurity program. Gargi, it is not that clear that if you have done your bachelor's or master's, or you are just independently doing some cybersecurity courses from outside. If you could be more clear, we can advise what kind of cybersecurity bachelor's or master's are available for you in Germany. Okay. There was one question as well, Kim, which was talking about what would be the anticipated cost to study a master's program at KLU. So if you can give an approximation how much it could cost to an Indian student or cost in general for studying a master's program.
Patricia, do you want to answer that?
Yes, so the tuition fee for both our global logistics and our master in management courses would be 6,480 euros per semester. So it's 4 semesters in the standard track. And in the fast track, so it's less, it's 3 semesters, and the cost will be 6,980 euros per semester. If they decide to do the TRICOM program, which is a little bit more expensive because, of course, it's a little bit more specialized, that will be a cost of 7,475 per semester, and that is only possible to be doing a standard track, which is 4 semesters. So just pull out the calculator. Nevertheless, if you guys go to our website, in the very top of each program, you will find the cost. We are very transparent. There is no hidden fees. There is no extra fees, administrative or anything. You pay your application fee of 100, and then you pay your semester fees, and there is not going to be any extras on top. So you can just go to the website. If you didn't get the numbers right now when I'm saying it, check on the programs, and you will see very transparently right after the beautiful students picture. In little 6 slides, you will see one of them is the price of each program.
Perfect. There's another question from Shakib. I'm pursuing BTech in biotechnology, having 7.5 CGPA. Yes, Shakib, you are eligible to apply for master's program in biotechnology at public universities with 7.5 CGPA. This is all right. Shri want to do masters in engineering management program with BE electronics communication. Shri, it's possible for you if you have studied some of the management courses during your bachelor's, then it is possible for you to pursue master's program in engineering management at a public university in Germany. Okay, so there is one question. A student has completed, Krishna Nair has completed a bachelor's degree in commerce in 2018 with 6.75 CGPA. Is she eligible to do a master's studies? Can she apply at KLU, Patricia, with 6.75 CGPA?
So the final equivalence with the German grades will be done by the admissions department. We do have in one of our landing pages that is specifically for Indians, a more or less of a structure, because it will depend on what is the system that is used in your university. So 6.75 might be there in the borderline, I would say. So yeah, so it's difficult to say she would be entering or not. Like the possibilities are very based on the competition for that year. But of course, you are always able to apply, and of course, then you will see whether it fits or not. If you need a better pre-check, that is something that we also offer to our trusted agents. So you can always send all your documents to submit, and he will make sure that we check on them, and we will do a pre-check and see what are the most chances of whether you will be eligible to enter or admissible, because eligibility and admissible is not the same thing. There's a lot of people who are eligible but might not have the grades that KLU is searching for. But we do offer to our trusted agents this pre-check that we do not offer to other students. So if you're not very sure, just contact Sumit, send him your documents, and then we can do that pre-check and give you an estimation of what do we think it will be possible for you.
Perfect. Thanks, Patricia. Last couple of questions coming up. One is from Tejas. What is mandatory, either IELTS or TOEFL? Tejas, I think any of it would be sufficient. So far, you fit into the minimum requirement for these scores. I think any of it just works fine.
One of them, just one.
Yeah, just one of them is fine. There's one question from Aryan. He asked about that he has done BTech in mechanical engineering. Can he apply for a master's course at KLU, or what kind of master's program would be available at KLU for him with mechanical engineering background?
Both the logistics and the management will be a possibility always when he complies with the business courses requirement that I mentioned before. So same thing, if he's not very sure, can send the transcript and I will be able to identify whether he has enough business courses. It is important to know that they need to have at least 3 for their application to be considered, and they can always hand the 4th one before the starting of their program, just as well as the English level. So if somebody doesn't have the IELTS right now, but you're sure that you want to apply, that is okay. You have to hand that English proficiency before you start your program, but you can apply without having yet completed your IELTS or your TOEFL, your English proficiency exam.
Patricia, is there any pre-master courses available for the students to take at KLU if they do not fulfill the management courses requirement? For example, in this case of engineering.
Unfortunately, no, there is not such a pre-master's course. There is not like a preparation course that we offer, like we do offer for the bachelor's program. However, they can find also in our website some of the courses that we consider valid as business courses. So if somebody is lacking business courses, but they're really eager to apply for KLU, you can find a list of courses that are specifically chosen and we will accept as business courses, and you can just complete some of those business courses. If you have 3, then your application will be already checked, and if you have less, then you can make up till 3 so that your application is checked, and then the 4th one will have to be submitted before the 1st of September, which is when the master's course will start. Nevertheless, if somebody is already enrolled in certain online courses in business fields, they can also tell us exactly which is the course that they're enrolled in, and we can check with admissions if that will be considered a valid course.
Thank you. There's another question from Satish. He has done his bachelor's degree in English. Can he pursue a master's in business administration at KLU?
Yeah, I mean, of course, if that's a little bit of a tricky one. I'm going to say, because of course, English, it will be still applying the same thing. You have to have some business courses. I don't know if in English language there will be enough background of business, and also to be able to properly move forward within the Masters in Global Logistics or the Masters in Management. In KLU, it is important that we have students that have a very analytical, good analytical skills. So normally people who have previously done courses as mathematics and statistics and economics, so on and so forth, let's say we know they are already prepared for that kind of load of analytical courses that they will be taking during the masters. People that come from a little bit more the humanitarian side, there will be specific requirements for them to comply if they don't have enough analytical courses, or they might be a little bit slightly higher level of rejections in that side, but that is not a closed door. So same thing, I encourage anybody who has questions on their specific case that they send their curricular to submit. He can ask for that pre-check and we can talk with more information, because right now knowing that she has done English is a very limited information to give a proper assessment.
Perfect. So I'll take the last question now, which is from Kavya. She has done a BCom with computers background and want to apply for masters in supply chain management. Possible?
Yes, same applies. If you have enough business courses, yes, you can apply. If you're not sure, send us your transcript. We can check on the business courses there.
Perfect. I guess, yeah, that's bring us to an end of our Q&A session. Thank you, students. Thank you, everyone. The one who have more specific questions can always email us directly. We are there to support you with all the questions which you have, which might have not been answered here right now, but we will take it up later because we are running out with the time. And we will support you with your application or any queries which you have related to studies at KLU, studies in Hamburg, in Germany, or anything in general which you would like to ask. I think we would be able to answer all of those after the session is over, and you can get in touch with our team to get all these answers, all these questions answered. Lastly, I'm just sharing my screen so that we let you know what other topics EU Gateway provides, so that you have a clear idea that you can come to us for any of the services related to studies in Germany. These are the top 18 services which EU Gateway provides to all students regarding application to admissions to visas. Everything is covered in these services, and we are more than happy to support you with your application process and higher education in Germany. Just get in touch with one of our team members, with myself directly, in case you have specific questions. We would be very glad to answer them and help you through with the process, and let you take the right path for your future studies in Germany. There is a do-it-yourself course which is soon going to be launched by EU Gateway. It is known as European Masters Formula. This is basically a course designed for every student who want to apply for higher studies in Germany or in Europe in general. If you can follow this entire course by yourself, you would be able to apply directly to any university or any program fitting your profile. So this course is going to be launched very soon, and everybody would have information on this course in the next few weeks. So do look forward to this and subscribe to this course as well. There's a contest alert. What you need to do is basically follow us on Instagram, comment on our latest post, which is just going live in a second. Take a screenshot of your comment, post it on your story, and tag us, and wait for the result in a WhatsApp group. And our Instagram stories will be announced in 24 hours from now. And the best one, the best 3 comments win a direct call with me to get all their question and answers and all which they want to know about their profile answered in this direct and exclusive call, the one who wins it. I'm just posting the contest. Go online and please answer it so that you have a chance to win this contest. Okay. All right. The contest is now live on our Instagram page. Go there, follow us, and answer. Give us your comments so that you have a chance to win some exciting prizes as well, apart from a diagnostic call with me directly. So thank you so much. This brings us to an end for this interesting and eventful session. I hope most of you have got the gist about how it is to study at KLU, how it is to study at Hamburg. And yeah, we look forward to more of your comments and hopefully some applications where we can support you. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Kim, to take out the time this Sunday morning. It's still very early in Germany, but you've been kind enough to come on this session and enlighten all of our students who stayed till the very end and get all the questions answers. Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure to
Thank you so much, Sumit, for putting this together, and thank you to everybody that has participated today. It's really nice to wake up early in the morning and see that many people is accompanying us.
Thank you so much. Thank you, Patricia. Thank you, Kim. Thank you, students. And we look forward to see you again in our next webinar series, which will be announced very shortly.
Bye. Have a great day.
Thank you. Thank you, everyone. Thank you. Have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.